I want to try this curry before it goes gross.
All right.
Let's just do one little try.
For fuck's sake. Go on.
I'll be the first.
Go on.
I can already see this will be the most replayed part of the episode. God damn.
I just want to. I'll take one little test.
Bro, that looks viscous.
Ew.
Can we get some spoons?
Oh my god, it smells. Oh, smell that. Oh my god.
Dude, why is it so thick?
Oh my god.
That's like a paste.
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean,
Oh.
I'm not excited for this at all. Do we have any milk?
it's fine. It's fine. I'm sure. It's
No,
fine.
it won't.
I'm sure it's
I'm gonna
fine.
die.
Joey's just not going to talk.
You guys go first.
I'm gonna just try this real quick. I'm just try a little bit.
All right.
That's all right. I'll deal with water. How is it?
It's not that bad actually.
Is it not?
I don't. I do not trust these two's opinion.
The thing about like
Actually, it's not as bad as 10. I remember 10 being worse.
the thing about this is that a few bites isn't too bad, but it's
the
when
whole
it's when
thing,
you
yeah.
have like the whole thing that you start.
Oh, I can
suffering.
smell that. Fucking hell.
I can literally see like the curry powder.
Oh,
It's more powder than curry, man.
They're like salt grains of curry powder in there.
It's a little. It's not awful. The Thai one I had yesterday was worse, genuinely.
It's not that bad.
You could do this.
not trust
you
you
could do
guys.
this.
Yeah.
You could do this.
All right.
The one bite
Not that bad.
One bite isn't that bad. It's when you have an entire
And it's going
like,
down your
an
throat and we're
an
good.
entire dish
We
of
just
this.
shared.
Rip-
We just-
Yeah, we just
Ripperonis.
shared. Yeah, no worries. I think it's like more peppery than it is like
Yeah.
spicy, you know?
I mean, it's definitely spicy. Don't get me
Yeah,
wrong.
It's definitely spicy.
I'm sweating a little bit.
It's very peppery.
Yeah, that's it, right? It's
Yeah.
the peppery kind of spicy.
Being an adult is enjoying pepper, the salt and pepper.
No, that's fucking spicy.
That's spicy.
It's
Yeah.
not that bad though.
It's.
Is it as bad as 10?
I've never had 10, so I don't know. It's pretty.
I mean, I don't.
Didn't Aki make a whole video about eating 10 and it was
yeah,
like
I didn't fucking eat it.
It was like a 12-minute video about how bad it was. I don't think it was that bad.
Yeah.
I
yeah,
think-
but she can't eat level 1.
Oh, okay.
She's
That's-
Filipino. She doesn't
that's
eat
pretty
spicy
bad.
food.
But that's the
I should
kind
do
of,
that with oranges. Make a video where I'm like, man tries orange from Florida.
Okay, to be fair, I think because I've trained myself now in the past couple of years on that, that's not as bad as I thought it was going to be.
That's not bad.
It hurts,
that's fine.
but I can deal with it.
That is the kind of spice I don't like. That's so much like artificial spice. Give me
Yeah.
like a good pepper. Give me
That's
like
not
a
like the
good
Thai
fresh
peppers. The
pepper.
Thai peppers, when I see them, they strike fear in me.
Oh,
I
love
know
that
my
shit.
digestive system is going to be fucked the next day. I've shit 4 times today already.
Like, okay, so
I'm sweating.
I guess going. This is gonna be an interesting podcast.
Being an adult is being able to know that you're going to regret a decision and still make
Yeah.
it.
When
Yep, I'm leaving that right now.
if or when you eventually have kids, would you try to give your kids would you try to make it so they don't grow up too fast either, or they kind of have like the child, like what is like a good childhood? What is a good childhood that aside from obviously just being in a good position?
Having rich parents.
Being a nepo baby. Yeah, no, I don't know. That's a tough-
I think it's the idea of, I would say I had a pretty good childhood. Not because like my parents were like well off or like, I was like fucking privileged or whatever,
Yeah.
That's all dependent on perspective. But like, I think the one thing that made my childhood really good was that my parents were like open enough and were understanding enough for me to be able to pursue what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
Or like pursue like, even if it was like fucking insignificant, even if it was something like, hey dad, I want to start playing tennis.
Yeah.
Or like I want to learn how to play the piano.
No, son, you shall not play
Yeah.
tennis.
Yeah. Or it's like any kind of like thing where it's like, I want to like learn how to do this or like learn this skill or be able to do this or play, this thing. And as long as it wasn't like too fucking extreme, like, if I was 11 years old and I was like, dad, I want to skydive, he'd just be like, you're on crack. I'm not going to let you do that. But, if it was just like, like childhood, I guess discoveries of like, certain things you want to do or certain skills you want to try. I think a good childhood is having those parents that just let you do it.
Yeah.
And, being like, all right, we'll let you do it. If you don't end up liking it, that's totally fine. If you end up liking it, hey, good for you. I think it's just having that option open.
Yeah.
You know, because there's a lot of like controlling parents out there who are like,
my parents
you will
were
do
so
exactly
fucking-
this and this and this. You know?
Yeah.
They were so tired of me swapping hobbies all the time.
Oh,
They
same.
were like, fuck's sake, pick something.
Yeah.
Will you just pick something and stick with it for fuck's sake?
That's why to my parents, it's a fucking miracle I've done YouTube for 10 years because
Yeah.
they thought for sure I was going to get bored of it and just
Hey,
quit.
I know what I liked, right? I
Yeah.
was not going to compromise on
Yeah.
that. If I didn't want, if I thought I liked fucking playing badminton and I thought it sucked afterwards,
I had hobbies that lasted like not even a week. But it's the fact I think that my parents let me discover for myself whether it was something I actually wanted to do or
Yeah.
not defines
Yeah.
a good childhood.
But I guess that's also like, I guess that's not a privilege, but also obviously you have to be a bit well off to allow to pay for your kids to do this kind of stuff. Because
Oh, yeah.
you know, nowadays I feel like it's a lot harder to be like, hey, yeah, I can afford to give you piano lessons that are probably never going to come to anything. And
I mean,
but
mind you, there
it's
were some things as well that I was like, hey, I want to do this thing. And my parents were just like, we don't have the money for that.
Oh,
Yeah.
fair enough.
Yeah. So like they were fair about it, you know.
Yeah.
So they obviously saw, they were like, all right, is it financially viable to
Sorry,
let
Joe,
my
you
child
bought
try this
a fucking Mario theme song for my phone. It's
Yeah.
broke, so
Yeah.
no piano lessons. No piano lessons. Fuck you, Jerry.
thing? My dad always used to say like, I'm putting that on the tab.
Yeah.
for when you have to pay me back as an adult. Every time I was like, Dad, can I buy this like candy? And he's just like, how much is it? And he looks at it and he's like, all right, I'm putting it on the tab. And so as a kid, I dead ass thought I had this like fucking IOU that my dad was like keeping track of, being like, I was just prepared for when I turned 18 for my dad to just be like, happy 18th birthday.
It's kind
son.
of cool to know
Here's the
exactly
IOU.
how
Yeah.
much money your parents have spent on you.
Yeah, it'd be interesting. to know.
Yeah.
Just out of for no
Curiosity?
reason, just to,
No
just, to
reason.
just to see a number that was like, this is how much we spent.
Well, I mean, it would
Yeah.
give me a good idea of how much I have to spend on my kid, right? So
I thought you were about to say pay them back, but you were like, nah,
Yeah.
fuck them.
Joey finishes.
I am the gift.
Joe finishes university and he gets the student loan, and his dad comes along and he's like, "This is the real loan. you
yeah,
gotta
this is
pay
the
off."
real IOU.
This is the IOU from your
So
entire
I'm like,
life.
so is there an
motherfucker.
interest rate on this or?
Can you Google what's the average amount parents spend on their kids in their entire like life? I'm just
Yeah.
curious because I know this. I remember there's a figure like 10 years ago, but 10 years is nothing. I was
Yeah.
also watching this thing and like you know when you watch things and they mention like money and then like in today's money it's this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you're like, oh man, that's crazy. That's so long ago. And you're like, it's only 100 years ago. You're like, oh shit. Wait, I'll be alive for like most of that.
Yeah.
So my money could go from being like nothing to something if I just held on to it.
Well, yeah, that's literally every person who like bought a house. Like that's like your parents
it's
and
fucked up.
grandparents' age. It was
Yeah.
like we bought this fucking 7-bedroom, 4-bathroom mansion for like $20,000, and it's like
fucked
today it's like, oh, I can buy a shoebox for 1.5 million.
Can't buy
That's
shit no
just
more.
every American realizing how young their country is,
Yeah.
and how much of their lifetime they've already
I
spent.
mean, I
in
get
their
it.
country's
Australia was the
history.
exact same thing, bro.
Yeah.
Do we have an amount?
Yeah, 300K in the US.
300K
Average
in
300K.
US
So
For one child, right?
for one per child.
Per child.
All right. All right.
fucking hell.
Well, future child,
I've got 3 brothers.
my future child. If you're watching this, I expect the 300K back by the time.
Yeah,
that
I'm gonna actually start a tab.
Start a tab just to see. I dead ass wish my dad actually kept a tab so that as an adult I could be like, all right, let me see how much.
It would be super interesting in hindsight to be like, we spent how much on this weird hobby for you?
yeah.
'Cause I'm sure people don't keep track, right? I
Yeah.
just because I love looking at numbers and it's so fun seeing data.
Yeah.
like all lined
Bro,
up.
I went to piano lessons for like 15 years. I don't want to think about how much money my parents spent.
Did you
on that.
choose to do piano lessons, or did you?
I did. So how it ended up happening was, my sister was actually the one who was like, I want to learn how to play piano. And you know, my
right.
mom was always like, you know, being the Asian parent, she was always like, oh, my Asian child wants to learn an instrument and it's piano. Destiny. So we bought like an upright piano for the house.
Right.
And my sister was like learning how to play. At this point, I hadn't started at all. My sister, I would just watch my sister like practicing and kind of struggle because I guess piano wasn't really a thing. And then I would jump on the piano and I would, without any lessons, just be able to play the exact same thing my sister was.
He's a savant.
What a flex!
He's a
and,
genius.
then that's when my parents are like, I think we should get you in instead of my sister. So my sister immediately quit after that, and then I filled her place.
Right.
And then I did it for 15 years.
Oh.
So it's like my parents were probably thinking like, oh, thank God, the investment on that piano didn't go to waste. Because if I had never picked it up and my sister would have quit, then we would have just had a fucking
Yeah.
dust-filled piano just in our house. But
Fair enough.
it was actually put to good use, thankfully.